guys, it's me, Emily. Welcome back to my station. If you're new around here, welcome to the show. If you're not new around here, seriously, I knew you'd be back. Okay, I get questions all the time on my Cricut because I use my Cricut all the time. You guys are always seeing me. I'm doing my little dance because the Cricut has to cut all the things, and I get excited because I can see the final result. Today we're going to talk about what I use. The Cricut that I have in my life that I reach for every day that I feel like being creative. I mean, let's just be real. Okay, these are the Cricuts that I reach for whenever I choose to be creative. And by creative, I mean organization, upcycling, or just crafting in general. You guys, I cannot even tell you how many times I use these machines. I love them. I know that if you have them, you will love them. And that's my story. Seriously, you guys. Which one should we start with? The big one or the little one? We're gonna start with the big one. Why? Because bigger is better. No, not necessarily, you guys. It depends on how you're gonna use your Cricut. So, this is the Cricut Explore 3. La. Do you see that? She opens up. So this one, you guys, is really, really cool because it can cut a really big chunk of situation. And when I say situation, you can cut paper, you can cut vinyl, you can cut fabric, all kinds of things. Also, here's your disclaimer. I do not like to read directions. Everything that I am telling you about the Cricut are things that I have been self-taught. I have figured it out on my own just by messing with the machine. There are lots and lots of tricks out there, you guys. There are so many more hacks, and you're gonna be like, Emily, that is not the best approach. Or Emily, did you know that your machine can do that? Here's the deal. No, I didn't know, but I might figure it out at some point as I play around with my machine, and you will figure it out too. I'm just gonna tell you the ins and outs of what I know, how I use my machines, and how I can get from point A to point B, because it doesn't have to be rocket science. It can be rocket science, and if you use rocket science, your project is most likely gonna be even more extra than mine. But if you just wanna do enough to get by and look crafty, I'm your girl. Cricut Explore 3. Love this machine because it can write and it can cut. Okay, this is the machine that you guys see me use all of the time. Cutting mats, standard, or hang on. Do you guys want to know a funny story? I have an extra long cutting mat. You can get extra long cutting mats, which means this is like 12 inches. You can get them that's like 18 inches long. Do you think I know where my 18-inch long cutting mat is? No. With a mat that size, it's amazing that I misplaced it. Whatever. This is the mat that I typically use, you guys. Standard grip is rather sticky, perfect for all of your vinyl that you guys are gonna cut. But if you decide that you wanna cut paper, if you are a paper crafter, a scrapbooker, I recommend the light grip because even with the light grip, it's so sticky that sometimes it'll rip your paper as you're peeling it off. You have to be careful, you guys. I tend to get a little bit on the spazzy side because I'm excited for the outcome and I just rip my paper off and then I end up ripping more than I want to rip. You can stick anything you want on your cutting mat, which will just feed right into your machine. Or if you guys have seen my videos, you might see me reach for this tray. This is an accessory to your Cricut. You can buy tons of different accessories to this machine, you guys. This is one of those accessories that I actually really, really like. Clips right under the front of your machine. And then the cool thing, you guys, about the Explore 3 is that you can cut vinyl without a cutting mat, as long as it's smart vinyl. Take your roll of smart vinyl, you feed it right underneath your machine from this contraption, hold your roll of vinyl, it cuts, and by cutting without a mat, you guys, you can cut the length of your smart vinyl. So, I mean, if you are making a situation that is 2 feet long, no worries, this is going to cut it. Smart vinyl is honestly the only kind of vinyl that I buy now because it makes it so, so easy. The Explore 3, you guys, will also write, so you can customize what you want your card to say, what you want your scrapbook page to say. I love doing voice bubbles. All you do is you stick your marker right into the machine, lock it in place, and your machine does the rest. Super, super easy, you guys. And again, I didn't read directions. I literally figured this out on my own, and you can too. Trust me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. The other machine that I reach for is the Cricut Joy Extra. Essentially does the same thing as my Explore 3, only it's smaller. I mean, you guys can see that it's smaller. Cutting mats, you guys, are 8.5 inches by 12 inches, so There's your visual, right? But the reason why I love this machine so much is that I can take it on the go. This fits right into the Husky that I take scrapbooking with me and paper crafting with me. So you can take this machine with you. You still have a big enough area where you can do scrapbook pages, you can do cards, you can write, because this machine also takes a pen. When you want to write with this machine, you would just open this up, remove the blade, put in the pen, lock it into place, and you are good to go. Here's what you guys need to understand. For both of my machines, I use the Cricut Design Space app. Super easy to navigate your way around. And again, I don't like to read directions, and I figured it out. So I mean, I think you can too. You can use it on your phone. You can use it on your desktop. It really doesn't matter. For my Explore 3, I typically use it on my desktop because for me, it's just easier to maneuver and figure out what size fonts, what kind of images, putting all the things together. But for the Joy Extra, I use my phone. It's Bluetooth. So it's super, super easy, you guys. When I'm out and crafting, I literally have to have this plugged in, usually on like a TV tray or some sort of a small table situation. And then I create my whole project on my phone, hit make it, sends it right to my machine, and she's done. Just a couple of things to note, you guys. Cutting mats for these machines are not universal. Also, pens are not universal. The Cricut Explore 3 and the Joy Extra. Different size pens, you guys. I didn't know that the first time I went scrapbooking. I brought all of my regular Cricut markers. With my Joy Extra, I had to go to the crafting store and buy some markers. Don't make that mistake. Other than that, both machines will cut your vinyl, cut your paper, and draw to your heart's content. I mean, you just have to choose the machine that speaks to you. For me, both of them spoke to me, so I bought them both. But I mean, I'm extra like that. One last thing, you guys, I have lots of projects that I'm going to be whipping up using my Cricut. I've already whipped up a ton. I'm gonna whip up a ton more. And if you like and you follow, you're not gonna miss any of them. So let the crafting begin.